Hi there, karibu tukuze matunda and welcome back to this channel. Today is an exciting day, as you can see. Our hard work is being rewarded, and we are back in our tree tomato farm or Tumaini orchard, and it's been a long journey. It's been a long wait, but finally I think there's something to make us smile. And as you can see, after a very long wait, we are harvesting our fruits. So sorry, it's very sunny here. I will try and see if I can get a good angle where the sun glare won't be too much. There you have it. So today being the 2nd of March, and if you go back on this channel, you should be able to see a playlist on tree tomato farming, Tumaini project. You should be able to see where it all began, and we are marking close to 15 months. So when I say it's not like growing these fruits in this part of the country requires a lot of patience, I mean exactly that. So the whole of the year 2021, we were just taking good care of our plants. That is after planting them in the month of, I think I did mention that we planted them on 5th of December, the year 2020. So if you look around, you'll only be able to see just a few trees have ready to harvest fruits. And surprisingly, out of our 560 trees, I think only how many? I can actually even count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Around 11 trees have ready to harvest fruits. Yet we planted these fruits same day, given them same care, and despite all that, it's called nature. You can be able to fast track, One of the things that I've learned with growing plants or growing fruits is that I wasn't a very patient person, but this business tests your patience. So if you're the kind of a person who wants to see things happen very fast, in my other world, I used to write emails and tell people kindly fast track. There is nothing like fast tracking fruits here. You can fast track nature. It's nature, right? We don't write such emails here. We wait back patiently and do all that we can to make sure that our trees get all the care that you can accord them, and pray to God that everything turns out well. So surprisingly, take an example of this tree. You see all these green fruits here, but only one ripe fruit, only one, which we will be harvesting, right? This is going home, right? See that? Big size terms, tree tomato, you can see. So that is going home. So by doing that, we induce more ripening. But if you leave these fruits there without harvesting them, Sorry for the glare. I mean, it's very hot. It's very. We're in the month of March, and as you know, this is the month that we experience something called is it equinox? And equinox is when, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, when the sun is overhead equator, and equator is not very far from where we are. So it really gets hot here. It's nothing surprising. I mean, we knew that in the month of March we would be experiencing this kind of weather, and that is why I've been saying, and I'll keep on repeating this song, that if you are planning to grow these fruits, please first invest on a water infrastructure. So in the back there you can see a few trees that have a few ripe fruits. We are very, very happy with the outcome, the size. You see, they are big sized fruits, and though we've faced a lot of challenges, and I think I've made several videos on the challenges that we've encountered growing fruits here, from frost to excess rains. We've experienced excess rains on this very same orchard, same year. And here now, I don't want to call it drought, because these are the seasons, so there will always be a dry season, there will always be a wet season, yet that season whereby it really gets hot. So on this orchard, I've mentioned this before, we're also growing avocados. Look at that. This was recently planted, and you can see it's connected to our irrigation system. See the pipe there, and we have tried to put some mulch there. So eventually it will be a tamarero or tree tomato, avocado, and a lot of passion. On the lower section of this farm, we are growing. We have quite a number of vines that are coming up, and soon, if you check out on this channel, you should be able to see a number of videos that I've posted on my journey of growing passion fruits. Yeah, look at the size, right? Tell me whether you'll find this kind of fruits in our current market. They are rare to find, and I'm telling you, it's taken a lot of work to get to this level. See that? I'm just showing you this fruit before I can harvest them, and I'll also be weighing, just to show you how many kgs that we'll be harvesting the first time we are harvesting these fruits. So this will be the very first time. We've allowed them enough time for them to mature and to turn this red. We don't hurry. By the way, one of the things that we've learned over time, the reason why at times many people who've tasted tree tomatoes say that they are bitter, is because they end up eating raw fruits. For the best results, please allow the fruits to turn color completely while still attached to the trees. And all those people that I have supplied fruits with in the past can attest to this. And you'll hear testimonies, oh, my kids never used to eat these fruits, they're always bitter, but after I tasted your fruits, they have now become a big fan. So make sure that these are not like avocados, whereby you harvest them and you can allow them to ripen while they're already detached. If you miss that step, you'll always end up with bitter fruits, right? So yeah, we'll be harvesting that. what do I want to maybe quickly say on this channel that I think will resonate with many? It takes a lot of hard work. I have already talked about patience. And we are not yet there, by the way. I've only said maybe a maximum of around 15 or so trees. If I go on the other side, maybe I'll get 2 other extra trees that have mature fruits or ready to harvest fruits. Look at this one. See all this? They're all green in color, right? These are started turning. Not a single one is ripe. Yet, this and that was planted on the same day, accorded the same care. So we are not surprised. This is how this journey begins. You start by harvesting. Some trees will have outdone others in terms of ripening. But once you remove these, the very first one that get to ripen, fast, then you'll notice that there will be more fruits that will be turning color. So you can imagine, if you want to know the percentage of the ripe fruits in our orchard today, 15 out of 560 multiply by 100 for you to know the percentage. It's very small, right? And don't think that there is anything special about this tree. Same care, but I told you it's nature, right? So patience, I have already talked about the changing weather patterns. We continue to experience some, the weather pattern has changed. I always mention climate change. If you want to grow these fruits on a commercial scale, first do a water infrastructure. Please don't risk your investment. If you don't have water, just grow a few that you can irrigate when it gets dry. The other thing is that the ecological zone that we are in, I think you can imagine a whole year just taking care of these trees. A full year, right? The year 2021. And we are not yet there. It's taken 15 months. Because today being March the 2nd, we planted these fruits on December 5th, the year 2020. And today being March the 2nd, it means on March the 4th, we will be 15 months old. So you can just round off that to 15 months for us to harvest our first fruits. And we're only harvesting this from around 15 trees out of 560 that currently stand here. So it means for us to hit the market properly, where we can have good quantities, we anticipate to be harvesting from our 560 trees. We anticipate to be harvesting maybe during peak production around a ton of fruits per month from the 560 trees. We care more about quality. I also talked about the removing of the apical bud, and as you can see, this one has 2 branches. So of course it has more fruits compared to if you don't remove the apical bud and encourage multiple branches. So before we start harvesting good quantities, we know it's going to take time. And as a result, once we harvest them today, they take quite a while for them to to completely turn color. And because we don't rush them, we expect maybe to be back in a month's time. That's when we expect to start maybe doing some good quantities, right? You can see the fruits have ripened. You can clearly see the stages of ripening. That has started turning color. This one has some bit of yellow, meaning it, and you can see it's also turning color. This one is ready for harvesting. And so 15 months, if you are in this ecological zone, then is the waiting period. And if you add another month, we will be talking of 16 months. Why am I saying this? The literature out there, and if you read most of the blogs, they round off the time of growing these fruits from planting to harvesting to say, oh, 8 months. Others will tell you 9 months. But I'll say that is partly true, because I happen to have another farm in Kirinyaga County, and I grew some fruits sometimes back, and they took around 8 months, actually 7 months. I had already started harvesting. So be very specific. Try to check with farmers around where, or rather the duration that the fruits take. I'm saying this because when I speak to colleagues from Nyandarua County, near the mountain there, at 14 months, I know of a farmer whose fruits are yet to even show signs of ripening. And they have done absolutely everything possible. And they can't fasten. I mean, is there any way you can do to make sure that the fruits are ripen faster? I don't think I know of any, and I wouldn't even try. Told you Mother Nature is in control here. So 14 months, no signs of ripening. We at 15 months, we already have some ready to harvest fruits. So be very specific on where you're growing these fruits. I've already mentioned that in my other farm in Kirinyaga County, I did grow some tree tomatoes back, and they took around 7 months. You know, by 8 months, I was doing full harvesting. And the faster those trees grow, the faster they disappear, right? Here, the opposite is true. These trees will last, we know from now, we expect to harvest them continuously for the next 3 or so years. I always talk of 3 years because they are for, it's an agribusiness. We are not just promoting growing of trees here, we also want money in our pockets. So I give them a maximum of 3 years. Commercial length of these trees. And we have on the other side of the orchard, you can be able to see, it's quite a distance from here, but the trees are now they're now exhausted, and they're around 3 years. So yes, please take note that it takes a lot of patience. Duration of growth depends on the ecological zone. That's the message I'm trying to drive home. And try to benchmark with colleagues from wherever that you want to grow fruits. I've said this time and time again that growing them in relatively warmer zones takes less a period of time, and the fruits also don't last long. They disappear very fast. On this particular section, as you can see, I think we only have one tree there or two that have fruits. Surprising, it's still part of this orchard, but the ones that seems to be doing very well are on this upper side. I'll investigate as to why the trees on the upper side seems to be doing much better in terms of ripening, while their friends here don't seem to be in a hurry to put money in my pocket. So anyway, like I've said, patience. I'll have to remind myself that I need to be patient. And all these fruits, as you can see, the size is okay. Eventually will turn color, and we'll be able to turn them into money. Underline that. So it's a process. The other thing that I would also want to mention, where is the market for tree tomatoes? We simply don't sit pretty at home. We go looking for customers, and we allow our product to sell for itself. There's a Swahili saying, kizuri chajiuza, kibaya cha jitembeza. Our fruit sells for themselves. And I'm serious, I've gone to fuel my car in a petrol station, and when people see the fruits in my car, I end up making a sale. So those who keep on asking where's the market, do I need to maybe remind you that all Kenyans, wherever they are, all fellow countrymen and women are potential customers. It's up to you to engage your marketing skills and see how you can turn them to be your customers. So for me, you'll find me in open markets. Yeah, as long as I have a superior product, why would I my product speaks for itself, right? Your work as a farmer, if you're getting into this, is ensure that you have quality products. Listen to what the buyers say. The way politicians in this country keep on saying that they're listening to the ground, listen to the buyers. You've heard me talk of itugu itune, meaning, yeah, big-sized, red in color. That's all I've been striving to grow for the last 15 months. And finally, there's something to confirm that. Because of time, and I also want to enjoy my delicious tree tomatoes. And I've already promised, these ones have already been booked by the way. So if you're interested, please slide into my inbox and let me know. We can agree on how you can be able to get them. Sorry for the sun if the images are not so clear. I've tried to capture as in different angles, and I hope that after my trees make me proud, I should be able to upgrade my camera. But for now, this is what is there, and I hope you get the message. That's the most important thing. So thank you so much. Thank you for all the feedback. I've said on this page you should be able to see from date one when we planted these young seedlings, the journey. It's taken I don't know how many trips from my home to this place, because I also don't live on the farm but have to travel a number of kilometers. But when you come here and when you arrive at the farm and you're met by this kind of sights, then it's worth all the effort. So remember to subscribe. On this channel we simply just don't talk, we walk the talk, and we are more than happy to guide you and share information freely. I do that in all my channels, and my joy is to see more and more farmers making it in growing tree tomatoes as an agribusiness, but most importantly providing credible information, because there's so much information out there and I kind of feel that a lot of it is misleading. So remember to subscribe, remember to share your feedback, and thank you so much for walking the journey. For all those who've watched all our series, we don't take it for granted. Thank you so much, and welcome, and I hope to see you in my other videos. Asante, bye.